Revelation chapter 10. So the bookmarks that I handed out to understand what this book is about, as you look at the bookmarks and you go down to Revelation chapter 10, you will see that Revelation 10 through 13 are three different sort of timeouts in the chronology of this unfolding judgment that Jesus is pouring out onto an evil and unbelieving world. So as you see the bookmark, you have the more rounded events are the judgments being poured out and the story moving forward. The timeouts are shaped differently to sort of set them apart. They're square with dotted lines to let you know that the story stops moving forward. Stuff happens, but it's sort of the story doesn't move forward anymore. It's sort of like a pause as John talks about things that are going on in the meantime. And this is the second one of them. In Revelation chapter 10, this is sort of an interlude where John receives this sort of a second commission from the Lord to preach the rest of these awful judgments that are about ready to be poured out. We're on so Jesus is holding a scroll, and it's all wrapped up. And to make sure the scroll doesn't unravel and flop around everywhere, today we would use like some rubber bands, like a poster, right? You would roll the poster up, put rubber bands on it. Well, in a kind of similar way, this scroll is rolled up. They didn't yet have codexes, which is a book, with a spine in the center where it folds open. So things were on scrolls all rolled up. So to make sure the scroll doesn't roll open, you would seal it with like a wax seal. If you want to open the scroll, you break the seal and you open the scroll. Jesus, in this vision, has a scroll with 7 seals. And the scroll, no one knows what's written on the scroll, but it's probably just symbolic for the new heavens and the new earth and all the good stuff that's coming in Paradise 2.0. It's inside the scroll. In order to open it, and let the words go forth, you have to break the thing open. But in order for paradise to come, judgment has to happen first. All of the evil that's been done, the evil people, the evil being, the evil fallen angel named Satan, his minion, the Antichrist, the false prophet, judgment needs to be done. Things need to be put right. And then good things can come and the good times can roll. So each time the Lord breaks open one of these 7 seals in turn, more judgments pour out on the earth. And these judgments are like, they're telescoped. So you have 7 seals. In the 7th seal, when he breaks open the 7th one, it itself in this vision, it's not quite literal, it's trying to get you at this vision. He breaks open the 7th seal, and within the 7th seal, there are 7 individual judgments signified by a trumpet blast. So 7 trumpet blast judgments. We're on the 7th of those, about to be on the 7th of those soon. We're not there yet. The 7th trumpet blast itself contains 7 individual judgments, pictured as these bowls containing this toxic, evil judgments that the angels are going to be pouring out onto the world once the 7th trumpet sounds. So we have gone through 6 of the trumpets. The 7th, which is the worst, which contains the 7 bowls of wrath, are about to come. They're not coming yet. They're not going to come until chapter 16. So there's like this big buildup to like in a movie or an epic movie where there's huge armies arrayed, like Lord of the Rings or Braveheart, or choose whatever movie you want when you have these armies ready to face one another, and there's this big climactic buildup to the big battle, right? And so everything has happened except the worst of the judgments that Jesus is pouring out onto the Antichrist world. And so Revelation 10 and 11 and going on is sort of the crescendo buildup to the final knockout blow, which will destroy the Antichrist and his kingdom. And so to get ready for that, we have John. There's like a pause here in Revelation 10, and John is given this like second commission from God to go out and to preach the rest of what he has to say, the rest of what's in this book. He has to record the vision. He has to write it down. He has to tell people what's coming. And so now we are in Revelation 10 with some interesting questions to chat about. So I'll begin and I will read through verse 3 and we'll pause. This is what it says. I saw another strong angel coming down from heaven, clothed with a cloud, and the rainbow was on his head, and his face was like the sun, and his feet like pillars of fire. And he had in his hand a little scroll, which was open. He placed his right foot on the sea and his left on the land, and he cried out with a loud voice, as when a lion roars. And when he cried out, the seven peals of thunder uttered their voices. Who is this? What do you notice about this angel? There's a lot of descriptions about him. It's really weird. It's obviously this otherworldly, supernatural, bizarre vision. What do we notice about the angel? Does anyone have any opinions about who he is and why you think that, or anything weird about him you'd like to comment on?
Yeah, his life on the sea as much as on the land.
That's true. Yeah, it's like he straddles all of creation, the sea, the land, no matter what it is, he has like exercising like this dominion over it with this announcement that he shouts out like a lion's roar. He's clothed with a cloud. So what does that mean? Like how when he shows up, what's it look like then? Just yeah, it's like this, it's like he's wearing the cloud, right? It's so he's coming down from heaven and these I don't know this, but I don't picture like these fluffy white happy clouds, right? I picture like these thunder clouds coming with him. Who knows what color they are, but he's coming with all of these clouds accompanying him. What's on his head? Very weird. Very weird. What's with the rainbow? Okay, so you have the rainbow, which is the sign from God's promise to Noah to never destroy the earth again. I I'm not sure that is what's being said here because the seventh trumpet is about to destroy the earth. So that's one possibility. The other possibility is when Ezekiel sees this image in Ezekiel chapter 1. So in Ezekiel chapter 1, when Ezekiel sees a vision of God's throne room, he sees in Ezekiel 128, he sees the Lord on his throne in this guy. He sees this man on this throne. And his appearance is, quote, like the appearance of the rainbow in the clouds on a rainy day. So many shimmering lights and colors. And it's just this otherworldly sense of in the presence of the divine. So it could be, some people do think maybe it's sort of a related to Noah and God's promise to like maybe protect his people, or maybe it's the angel is very close to the Lord, and so he too has these shimmering rainbow lights with the cloud, sort of goes together thing going on as he shows up. Either way, this is not normal, very frightening. It's one of those things where you see it and you're immediately terrified because there's just there's no explanation for it. And his face is like what? The sun. Who else has a face who else is as bright as the sun in his natural state? Christ, the Mount of Transfiguration, when he like pulls the veil off himself and they see him as he actually is, he shines, his clothes are whiter than white can be. And it says his feet are like pillars of fire, like flames. And this is also the way that Jesus is sometimes described. So some people have ideas about, some people think this angel is Jesus. Other people think it's just a really powerful angel, like maybe Michael, one of the archangels, Michael or Gabriel. Either way, it's a very strong angel. He says that in chapter 10, verse 1. He's clearly really close to God. He's not an ordinary angel. He's a big time angel. And here he comes. Again, so this is the crescendo for this big epic final knockout blow. So this guy now appears, this strong angel appears, very bizarre appearance, and he has a little scroll which is all open. And we'll talk about the scroll later in verse 8. But this scroll is all the way open. the scroll that Jesus holds in heaven, which he's slowly cracking open one seal at a time, it's not all the way open yet because all the judgments haven't yet poured out. It's like the seventh seal is like halfway cracked open. It's the scroll's not, Jesus's scroll is not open yet. So it seems like this is a different scroll, but we'll get to there in a minute. So this angel straddles the sea and the land, and he screams out something in a loud voice. And it's like there's these seven peals of thunder that like roar back at him in response, like from the heavens. So again, really strange. And verse 4, when the seven peals of thunder had spoken, I was about to write. So he's about to say, I don't want to forget this. He's about to write it down or hit record on his phone. But I heard a voice from heaven saying, what?
Seven thunders uttered and do secret.
Yeah, he's like, well, I don't want you to tell anyone what it says. You just like keep it in your own mind. So that's nice for John. I wish I knew what was said, but the Lord doesn't want us to know what was said.
I didn't study this, so
Yeah.
I'm coming, this is off the top
Sure.
of my head. But verse 3 says that it was like the roar of a lion. Okay, you've talked before about the fact that it might have been the description of Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then a shout like the roar of a lion could refer to the Lion of Judah.
Yeah.
And then when he speaks, he's given a commandment. He's given a commission. I think this is Jesus.
Yeah, a lot of people do think it's Jesus. It doesn't matter to me either way, because it doesn't really matter for what's being said. But there's good reason to think it could be Jesus. I think it's probably just a strong angel, but that's okay. He's clearly someone with some ultra divine. If he is an angel, he's a big time angel. And if he is Jesus, then a whole lot fits here. I think Jesus is still in heaven cracking open the scroll while the judgments are unfolding. But like you said, the lion thing, there's a whole lot of stuff that is strongly like hinting like this could just be Jesus here. So yeah. So we don't know what was said. He roars some message. These peals of thunder speak back. Don't know what they said. John's not allowed to write it down. But this is what happens in verse 5. Then the angel whom I saw standing on the sea and the land raised his right hand to heaven and swore by him who lives forever. So he's about to swear something. And he's going to describe the one who lives forever, who created heaven and the things in it, and the earth and the things in it, and the sea and the things in it. So if you swear by God, what does that mean about what you're about to say? Yeah, you can probably count on it, right? You can absolutely count on this. So this is all really deliberately dramatic. You know, this strong angel, the way he looks, he straddles this, he comes down, straddles the sea and the land, roars like a lion, mysterious response. We don't know what it is. And then in this epic, dramatic fashion, the angel raises his hand and swears by Yahweh's name. And what does he swear? What's his message that John is allowed to record? What is he going to say that's so important? He wants us to know that it's in Yahweh's name, God's personal name, that what he's about to say, you can count on it. The end of verse 6, that there will no longer be a delay, but in the days of the voice of the seventh angel, when he's about to sound, so when the last trumpet of the seventh seal blasts out, then the mystery of God is finished, as he announced to his servants, the prophets. There will no longer be a delay. Your translation might have when time shall be no more, which is a possible translation, but I don't think that's what it's saying. The famous hymn, there's a famous hymn, when the roll is called up yonder, and in the first stanza takes this thing, takes the last part of verse 6 and uses it. It says, when the trumpet of the Lord shall sound, and time shall be no more, and the morning breaks eternal, bright and fair. So it's taking that when time shall be no more, it's taking that from the King James language from Revelation 10, verse 6. I don't think the angel is swearing and promising that, time will be no more. You can also translate it to say, there will no longer be a delay. Time will no longer wait. There's time has run out for Satan and for evil and for all the bad stuff, because now, in the days when the seventh angel blows the last trumpet and the last bits of judgment are poured out, which are about to happen, then the mystery of God is finished, and which means everything that's been promised, everything that has been building up all since Genesis chapter 3, every single bit of it is all going to be done. And all the promises to his servants, the prophets, from to Noah and to David and to Amos and to Ezekiel and to Isaiah and to everyone else in the Old Testament, all the promises, they're all going to be done, because Satan's time has run out. No longer be a delay. Time is up. And now it's going. And so that's what the angel's swearing. It sort of like, it is finished, sort of like all of this nonsense, it's over. And he's raising his right arm, right hand to heaven, and swearing by God's name for John and for you and for me that everything is actually going to be fixed. He's telling this to people in John's day. When John gets this letter and he emails it to everyone and they all read it, they're going to read this letter and they're going to say, thank goodness, there is, God is going to fix this one day. So we can get through today, tomorrow. We can get through the loser local Roman official who hates Christians because he doesn't understand what we're about. We can get through all of that because this angel, among other things, this angel is swearing before God that one day everything is going to be fixed, and this angel's promising it. Whenever all these things transpire and all the seals are broken and the seventh one is about to be snapped off, as soon as that last angel sounds his trumpet and those 7 bowls of wrath are poured out, the mystery of God will be finished, and everything he promised, he announced to his servants, the prophets, since Genesis 3 will all be done. So this big dramatic promise, now John, he's already been told in Revelation chapter 1, hey, there's messages that you need to give people. Now it's sort of like a rededication of, or like a recommissioning of this same event. And John's taking a lot of this from Ezekiel chapter 2 and 3. So this is what it says in verse 8. Then the voice which I heard from heaven, I heard again speaking with me and saying, go, take the scroll which is open in the hand of the angel who stands on the sea and on the land. And I went to the angel, telling him to give me the little scroll. And this is like exactly what happened to Ezekiel in Ezekiel chapter 2 and Ezekiel chapter 3. He's literally just taking it and just putting it here. So he goes to the angel who has the scroll, and he said to me, take it and eat it. It will make your stomach bitter, but in your mouth it'll be sweet as honey. I took the little scroll from the angel's hand and ate it. And in my mouth it was sweet as honey, and when I'd eaten it, my stomach was made bitter. And they said to me, you must prophesy again concerning many peoples, nations, languages, and kings. So what is this scroll? This scroll seems to be basically the rest of the book. It's like the final blow is about to be struck. The end is coming, and then all the good stuff. And in this vision, John is told, now finish it. Finish telling people the rest of it. Finish telling people how everything is going to end. Finish telling us here today on 15 April 2026, John's audience then in AD 96-ish, tell anyone who reads this, tell them the rest. Tell them the rest of the story. So what is the imagery? What's with the eating the scroll thing? What's that? This is a vision, and it's trying to get across a concept with these real like acting out things, concepts. Why does he eat the scroll? Why does it taste sweet? But as soon as he swallows it, his stomach becomes bitter and his stomach hurts. What's being communicated here? What do you guys think? No one has any? Yeah.
Words that are like nice and good or something, and like what's like they actually like
Okay.
maybe like once like they actually like happen still like not be accurate. I don't know, that's what I'm guessing. Like it seems like it's good, but then what's like the things that happen still like things wind up accurate. I don't know.
So I'll read one verse from Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 4, which is where John grabbed this from, because it's the exact same thing. So Ezekiel is told to go to the guy, take the scroll, eat the scroll. It's going to taste sweet, then it's going to taste bitter. So he does it. In Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 4, as soon as he eats it, then he said to me, Son of man, go to the house of Israel and speak my words to them. So now, what do you think is being communicated by this idea of here's the scroll, eat it. And now, John, you're going to have to prophesy again to many people and tell them the rest of the story.
Well, I think kind of it's, the first idea is that God's going to fix things. So that's sweet. But then when he realizes what's in the message, it's kind of a bitter-sweet kind of thing because of what's going to happen.
Yeah, that's it. It's like he's saying, it's like, say you have this, I'm not going to eat this, but you can get what I'm saying. Say you have this bookmark with all this info on it, right? And it's like, when he says eat this, it's like internalize this message, like take it into yourself and now go tell people it. It's like the Lord is saying, here's the message, take it, like eat it, internalize it to the nth degree. Now take the message that I just gave you on the scroll. Now you just go tell people the rest of the book. You tell people the rest of the message, how the evil kingdom's going to fall, how the new paradise is coming, how there will be glory and love and community for everyone who wants it with Jesus in the world to come. Tell them the rest. And like Tim said, it tastes sweet at first because this is such, thank goodness this is happening. But then it's bitter as soon as it settles into your stomach, because it's like a whole bunch of people are about to die because they reject Jesus. And a whole bunch of people are going to stand before the Lord in Revelation 20 and be cast in the lake of fire. And that's sad. No one's excited for judgment. It must happen, but no one's like gleefully going, I mean, what person would do that? You know, even in Revelation 4 and 5, there was this hesitation, like, who is worthy to unleash this on people? The only one who's worthy is Jesus, who died. And yet, people still reject him. He's the only one who's worthy to unleash the judgment on people for rejecting him. So there's even this hesitation among the angels in heaven about unleashing all of this, because it's very sad. That's why the rest of the book, the rest of the message is good, but yet, man, it really sucks for so many people because they've made their choice. And that's why this is a timeout or an interlude, because Revelation 10's now over. Is the story doesn't advance, the last trumpet doesn't blast yet. So we're not really going forward chronologically, but other stuff is happening. So it's sort of a timeout as John is prepared to give them the rest of the story. And that is where we leave it at 7:31, 1 minute over here. And next week, we'll talk about Revelation 11 with the two witnesses. I deliberately saved them because I didn't want to smash it in with Revelation 10. So we'll talk about them next week.